bitch. You know, for sure. You're now listening to the Mind of an Antares Moon. I'm the Archangel Uriel. Yup. And I'm here to carry out God duties and motherfucking responsibilities. And right now I want to talk about the motherfucking Star of David. Yeah, the Star of David. That's right, we're going to talk about the motherfucking Star of David. Because it's a big misconception. You know, there's a lot of big misconceptions in this world, and it's kind of fucked up. So, you know, before we even get into anything, this is what I do need you to understand. I know y'all probably do a lot of research on the internet and stuff like that, come across a lot of individuals who speak of the Star of David. I don't even like calling it the Star of David. But for the most part, the moment they start to talk about, if the first thing that come out their mouth is like some form of religious text, or some form of some other spiritual annotation, or some form of King Solomon or something, I need you to understand that they don't know what the fuck they talking about. They don't know what the fuck they talking about. Cut the fucking video off. Archangel Uriel is here. They don't know what look, what you need to understand, that's hand-me-down knowledge. That's second-hand knowledge. That's after-the-fact knowledge. That's after somebody that already took that energy and utilized it for themselves type of knowledge. You see what I'm saying? We don't get down like that. I'm Archangel Uriel, motherfucker. I created all that goddamn shit. These motherfuckers took our shit. We take that shit back. Now this is what the fuck you need to understand. The fucking Star of David is nothing more, nothing less than a motherfucking alignment. So if that ain't the first thing coming out the motherfucker's mouth, they don't know what the fuck they talking about. The Star of David is a motherfucking alignment. And why I say that? This is why I say that. Because if you got 3 planets in water and you got 3 planets in earth, when you look into the sky, those stars, this is how we create symbols, signs, and sigils and shit. We create that alignment. Now, 3 planets being in water, that would be a grand trine. You will have a planet in Pisces, a planet in Scorpio, and a planet in Cancer. That's a grand trine. Then when you have a planet in Capricorn, a motherfucking planet in Taurus, and a planet in Virgo, that's another grand trine. So that makes an alignment a 6-pointed star. So when you do your research on the Star of David, you realize it's a 6-point star. But that's the alignment that actually makes. So that alignment is an energy signature, and it plays out on Earth. And that energy signature, we just draw out that alignment, and that's the representation. A 6-pointed star is what the symbol we drew as a representation of the influence of the energy that we be going through when we have one of those alignments. Now that alignments then gave off influences and taught us a lot. It done taught us how to have sex. It done taught us how to balance 2 relatable energies. A lot of things came from the motherfucking Star of David. You need to understand that shit. It's when 2 balancing energies come together that's harmonious and not in a friction way. So this is what you need to understand. When you talking about King Solomon or all these motherfuckers was just accessing that energy harder than anybody else was accessing that energy at the time. So they was gaining the most fruition. They was seeing the most fruits of their labor. Their seeds that they was planting was manifesting and growing faster than anybody else. So that kind of give you the understanding at this time that these motherfuckers was into astrology or astronomy or divination or whatever the fuck you want to call it. And they was doing it harder than the motherfuckers that they was around. So it was their time. For an example, when we go through an alignment, right? That's a time period, right? That's because that group in alignment is a transit. So it's moving in a way, and that creates a time period for us. So who's ever accessing and channeling those energy the hardest during that time period, it becomes their time. So they end up having a star with their name on it on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, or they end up being like motherfuckers like King Solomon or whatever like that. To at this point, when that time has passed, the only representations we got to know what kind of influence that energy signature was putting out on the world is through the motherfucker who was doing that shit the hardest. So King Solomon might have was doing it the hardest, motherfucker, but I could be fuck that shit. When we get a motherfucker another alignment, I could be the motherfucker Star of David at that time. And when I pass, and when people go back, it'll be the motherfucking Star of Flight Boss. The Star of Uriel, motherfucker, because I'm going to access that energy in that time period harder than anybody motherfucking else. So that's what the motherfucker these niggas was doing. So even for you motherfucking black magic motherfuckers, all y'all motherfuckers think y'all be doing y'all motherfucking rituals and spells, creating 6-point stars in y'all houses or outside and shit. If y'all motherfuckers ain't into astrology and then y'all ain't know that had anything to do with a motherfucking alignment, your ass already fucking lost. That's why your ass get possessed and be doing shit like, oh, that wasn't me. I wasn't controlled at that time. Oh, I had voice. Yeah, that's why the fuck why. Motherfucker, you done gave your power to something else using that energy for an illusion to access it the goddamn self. Now, if your ass going outside making 6-point stars in the goddamn circle, but we ain't got no motherfucking motherfucking Star David alignment in the goddamn sky, your motherfucker ass is lost. And the shit that you motherfucker gonna be manifesting is gonna be out of alignment. Cause you out of alignment, creating unaligned shit on the goddamn earth that we ain't aligned with at the moment. So y'all motherfuckers lost too. See, Archangel Uriel is here for all y'all motherfuckers. I hate when I watch motherfuckers and they take some shit that we motherfucker create. I'm speaking for my soul group right now. They take some motherfucking shit we created and give the credit to some motherfuckers who utilized it harder than motherfucker we were supposed to. That's like me having some motherfucker, the best dope in the world. The motherfucking government come take my dope cause I'm not allowed to sell it. He take my dope and make some whole better dope to sell to a whole motherfucking country that come in a whole nother motherfucking way. Now it's my motherfucking science, but this nigga utilizing my shit, and now years and years pass, you got motherfuckers who look like me teaching my shit, giving credit to the motherfuckers who done took my shit and utilized it for them and try to make it seem like it's some make-believe shit. I slap the fuck out you motherfuckers. Shit. I don't motherfucking play when it comes to the goddamn spirit. It's my goddamn shit. Me and my soul group shit. We created this shit. So don't be listening to any goddamn dumbass motherfuckers. As soon as they start talking about the Star of David, they get into their motherfucking religious text or they talk about some spiritual natures and shit like that. Get the fuck out my fucking face. It's a fucking alignment. And when that alignment come back around, motherfucker, I'm gonna harness that shit also. For an example, say we got 3 planets in fire and 3 planets in motherfucking air. That's gonna create a star day. So that'll be the time you go do your Star David alignment, because you know what planets you accessing, so you know how that energy is going to come. If it's the sun in one of the spots and the moon in one of the spots and Jupiter in one of the spots, you know how it's going to, you know energies is going to come in a sun way, which you're consciously aware of your actions and the things that you view. Then if the moon is in a spot, you know it's going to come in a way that you react to something, how you respond to something, through the things that you manifest in your life. If it's through Jupiter, then you know it's going to come through one of your experiences, through something that you're trying to gain wisdom and knowledge on. And that's where you're going to gain the information of what you need to access to whatever you're trying to manifest in your life. Then if the other 3 planets, say one is in motherfucking then you have one of the planets in motherfucking Saturn. That's going to let you know that the form of energy is going to come in a reality type of way, in a way that you gain structure in your life. So that can be based upon one of your jobs, your resources, people, places, and things, as long as they help you gain structure in your life. And say the Saturn is in the water at the time. It's going to come through the emotional arousement that you get through these things. So understanding these things, they understood each location in space and what energy influences is going to be given off and how to access that motherfucking energy. So, you know, that energy taught us how to have sex. It taught us how to be relatable. It taught us how to blend water and earth effectively. It taught us how to blend in air and fire effectively. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if we had the Star of David and fire and air, the better you know how to take your intellect and the way you communicate and express it and show it in some type of way, or do it in a spirited type of way, you will harness that energy harder than anybody else during that period of time. Other people be so lost in their own native alignments that motherfucker, they could care less to understand what's actually going on. And these are the motherfuckers who get overtook by the influences that's going on, who not astrologers and shit like that. You see what I'm saying? If you, with the water and the earth Star David and shit like that, the better you know how to construct your business and add a little emotion and feeling to it, not make it too emotion and not make it too business, and know how to balance between the two, your business end up gravitating more emotional arousement and gravitation towards your shit than the others at that time. You know what I'm saying? Because you have some type of emotional connection with your business that you're trying to put out. If you're balancing it right at the same time, then you become like a Star David at that motherfucking time. You see what I'm saying? Harder than all the other businesses in your market. So that's what you need the motherfucker to understand. That's the fucking Star David. It's a motherfucking alignment. It ain't no motherfucking it ain't even motherfucking David. Fuck, who the fuck is David? Fuck David. Fuck David. You know what I'm saying? A lot of y'all motherfuckers got the names of who y'all are. You know what I'm saying? Y'all be reading y'all Bibles and shit like that. Y'all got all these motherfucking names, Josephs and all this motherfucking name. That's who y'all are. Y'all reading about y'all goddamn selves. Y'all in y'all lower forms now, reading about what the fuck you have done before you was in this goddamn form. You see what I'm saying? Motherfuckers need to understand that shit. So, fuck David. Who the fuck is David? Motherfucker, that shit the star you. When we get another 6-pointed star alignment in the goddamn sky, motherfucker, you utilize that energy for what the fuck you need to use it for. You don't get overthrown by that energy. You don't get overthrown by the access and see everybody else's gifts and can't find yours. You take that energy and utilize it for your motherfucking gifts and manifest what the fuck you need out of that goddamn deck. You goddamn feel me? Flight boss, bitch, goddamn air. Fuck David.